Manuel is an Ashoka Fellow, which is a very hard certification to get on social entrepreneurship. He's also an Endeavor entrepreneur, which is a very hard designation to get from an entrepreneurship perspective. And he's also a Forbes 30 under 30. I'm going to let Manuel get straight to it. Thank you.
Apparently, I'm the only thing between you guys and drinks and amazing food, so I'm going to try and make this fairly quick. So just for the Gottfried family that's out there, I'm a big Tesla fan, but I'm going to talk about Edison for my example. So 150 years ago, Thomas Edison introduced the light bulb at a time where it wasn't anything common at all. You can see this is a notice at a room where electricity was equipped for the first time. And when Thomas Edison introduced the light bulb, he mentioned that electricity was going to be so cheap that only the rich would be burning candles. And you know, this was a very, very smart guy. Tesla was smarter. And he had 1,093 patents, allegedly, right? So obviously he was right. You know, electricity is very cheap today, but he was also terribly wrong. And to show you that, I'm going to take you to a trip to Oaxaca. No? Oaxaca is an amazing state. It's full of culture. It's full of amazing people, amazing architecture, amazing landscapes. But Oaxaca is also a place of very heavy contrasts. Oaxaca is one of the most marginalized states in Mexico, along with Chiapas, Guerrero, and Veracruz. And in Oaxaca, just like you have amazing mezcales and you have a really good time, you have communities like Cerro Liquidambar. This is a community of close to 20 people that live literally on the top of the mountain. In order to reach Cerro Liquidambar, you have to drive 2 hours from Huautla Jimenez. Some of you here know Huautla Jimenez. And then you have to walk at least an hour in their time, probably 2 hours in our time, to reach the community. At this community, you have households like this. If they're lucky, they have a concrete floor, a lot of wooden walls, and a lot of tin roofs. No? This is Lourdes Morales. Lourdes lives in one of those houses in Cerro Liquidambar, and Lourdes has Facebook. See? We have Lourdes Anchuchin here in this picture, and she's apparently very happy to be with him in the picture. No? So Lourdes, apparently, through this picture, is just like any one of us, happily posting a lot of things in her Facebook profile. However, Lourdes lives very differently than any of us because Lourdes doesn't have electricity at her home. In Mexico, close to 3 million people have to rely on candles and diesel for lighting. Having a candle at home is not reliable, is expensive, it's dangerous, and it's hazardous for the environment. So actually, like, they're saying something back here because I'm not allowed to do this. So since it's hazardous, I'm going to turn it off. And like in Mexico, there's 3 million people that live without electricity. In Latin America, there's over 30 million. And in the world, close to 1 of 6 people do not have energy at their homes. Not having energy at your home limits you from any kind of development. It limits your study hours, it limits your productivity, and it limits your ability to progress and to develop your family. No? So I lost the clicker now. So like Lourdes' family, we have 3 million families in Mexico that today rely on candles and diesel for lighting. They have to travel 2 to 3 hours, not only to get Facebook, but also to buy these hazardous sources, of which they spend close to 10 to 20% of their income. So Lulu is making 2,000 pesos a month for her and her child, and is spending 200 of those pesos in candles and diesels. So basically, what we want to do is have them stop spending this on candle and diesel and invest in solar energy. This is Doña Juana and her husband. They lived for 75 years without electricity, and one day we could go to their house and through a loan allow them to purchase a solar home system where what they're spending today on electricity or on candles, hey, that was a good cue. So they have electricity. So basically, I'm not here to tell you about what we do at Ilumexico. I'm Manuel Wiechers. I'm a 2005 old-timer, and I'm a 7-year-old entrepreneur at Ilumexico. But what I do want to tell you is 4 principles that lead the way we work and that sort of guide us through what we do as a Mexican enterprise. Now, the first one is empathy. We believe firmly that in order for you to be able to connect with customers, not beneficiaries, you have to understand their wants, their needs, their aspirations, and how they live. No? We are not arriving with a solar panel and saying, hey, here's this solar panel. We are actually working with them to find out solutions, not only the technical solutions, but how would you want to purchase it, how you want to live, and how do you want to work with us. No? So the first principle has to do with understanding the wants and needs of the people you're working with. The second one is co-responsibility. We do not give anything out for free. This is not our customer, this is the daughter of one of our customers. And if we treat them as customers, not as beneficiaries, then we are changing the way we work with them. They can now tell us, hey, my system is not working, and we can then also provide them a service because they are paying for the long term. So definitely, we believe as a principle in all the families that we work with having a relationship with us as customers, not as beneficiaries. The third is local value creation, empowering local youth, using Mexican technology, and having people become part of the value chain. Fourth is sustainability. There's a big debate in whether a cause like ours should be non-profit or for-profit. We don't get greedier with the years. We get, I believe, smarter with the years because we need to become a sustainable business for us to really reach all those 3 million people like Lulu that don't have electricity. No, so what we've done in the past years is today we have 35,000 people that have electricity at our homes, like this fellow, in 8,200 households, like this one, and 46 people that are working with us, or 46 people in our team. This, if you recognize her, is actually Lulu. No? Lulu, after we provided electricity to her home close to 4 or 5 years ago, became very involved in the process and decided to become our ambassador, where she basically was our liaison with her community. Today she works full-time, and she's provided electricity to over 800 households in her region. No? So, thank you. So in a world where close to 1.7 billion people have Facebook, including Lulu, there's a lot of contrast as well. No? So unless this guy is drinking an amazing agua de tamarindo, this is 1 in 10 people that doesn't have access to clean water and that has tremendous health and security issues because of this. 1 in 3 people don't have a toilet, so pretty much has also a great impact in their health. And then there's tremendous inequality. No? 11% of the population live with less than $2 a day. This is what we spend probably in a Starbucks in our coffee break. And 8 people, this was recently published, have the same wealth as 50% of the planet. No? So clearly something is wrong, and clearly a lot of other things are very wrong. No? So what I want to invite you today is not necessarily to become an entrepreneur, but to find what makes you passionate, what makes you tick, which of these issues or other issues like garbage, like, I don't know, makes you tick, like protecting the sharks, or Saskia, where are you? Okay. So whatever makes you tick, find that and see how you can become involved. No? And not necessarily becoming an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs get all these flashlights, and really I think that we're not that extraordinary, we're not that special, and we're not that cool. Of course, if you're Alex Sosa, you are special and you are cool and you are extraordinary because you're actually baking pizzas and changing the world. But for the rest of us that are not the coolest social entrepreneurs in Mexico, it's really not that special and we're really not that cool. And despite all the warnings, I decided to choose 2 pictures that my friends sent me as the most ridiculous pictures of me to show you how I am definitely not special and not cool. No? So this is me in high school. this is me at George Wang's age, okay? And this is probably my face when he's explaining all the sodium, potassium, and catalytic changes that are happening. That was my face 10 minutes ago, too, so there's really no difference. And then this is the worst. Mom, Dad, I know you're here, and I'm sorry for this picture. This is me in college, right? So definitely not cool, not special at all. Just decided to go with his passion and to go with an idea, no? The only thing I did do right is surround myself by the right team. This is my second family, Ilumexico. And I guess never giving up and having that passion, no? So what I want to invite you to do, yeah, thank you. Is find that passion, find what makes you tick, and whether you decide to become an entrepreneur, whether you decide to work with a social enterprise, with a normal enterprise, or bake amazing pizzas that are changing the world, find that and put that into your daily life. No? Thank you. So I have 2 more slides, and I think I'm over time, but I think it's important. So this is one of this road is definitely a long road to do any of these things, and it's not easy, and it's very bumpy. This is a very special road for me for a couple of reasons. One of them is that this is a road to go to one of the Zapatista regions that is most isolated in Chiapas. And we took 8 months to be able to enter there. We actually had a guy arrested in a Zapatista jail for a couple of hours, and we were prohibited to go there. We hired a guy from that community, and we started working with the community, having empathy with them, co-responsibility, and all these methodology that we are working with. And 8 months later, they allowed us to come in. So we're one of the only people that can go into that place. And now we've installed close to 200 solar systems in this place. No? So this is just an example of how whatever you set your mind to, you can do it. And it will have amazing rewards if you decide to follow your passion, and you will be very happy with that. So in our case, our passion was to prove Edison right. No? We want that candles are only used with a little bit of Nora Jones and a romantic dinner. Thank you very much.